Every pregnancy needs utmost care and attention. But certain pregnancies need a little extra attention. An Rh negative mother carrying an Rh positive baby is at increased risk of complications. BSV is at the forefront to ensure safe delivery in every Rh negative pregnancy.
Hello and welcome to the Outside View presented by Women's Crick Zone and brought to you by BSV, Puma, Food and Wellness, MRI Hospitals and MPL. So match number 15 is going to be played tomorrow between India and England. India, of course, have 2 wins in their cabinet right now, but England, the defending champions, are searching for their first win of this tournament, having lost 3 matches. So joining me to discuss and preview the match are Brittany and Julia. Welcome both of you. So first up, let's just start with India. What a game they had last time against West Indies. Probably Brittany once again wasn't quite happy with that. But anyways, we saw Yastika Bhatia playing in there. And we'll first ask you about this, Julia. That Smriti Manthana and Yastika Bhatia, of course, Bhatia provided good start. Those quick runs she piled up for the teams. Do you think that the opening pair are complementing each other well, and a Shafali Verma would still have to wait for her chance?
Yeah, I do. I like Yastika Bhatia. I know she was been batting at 3 a fair bit leading into this, and then dropped out. And then when Verma wasn't performing as well as they'd like, they put Bhatia up the top. But I quite like the idea of having 2 left-handers. I think it's unusual. I think they complement each other the way they go about the game. I mean, Mandana is quite an attacking batter, but she, is just also that stabilising sort of batter. She's a bit like a Mooney for mine. She, really good in the fact that she just rotates the strike, knows her plan, very, very clear in her own head. And I think, and that's where Bhatia can sort of come in and be that aggressor a little bit. Bats and hits different areas to Schmitty as well. So, yeah, I think it's been going well. I think it's got India off to a really good start, and it's sort of throwing a few people because obviously a lot of people haven't also played again as Yastika Bhatia yet as well. So I think that's been a good change for India.
It's going well for India, and in the last match, it was going all well for West Indies. Their opening batters were giving the team a good start, but then a Sneha Rana special we got to see. How many times in the recent past have we seen her save the day for India? Just can you reflect us on how she's been winning those games for India with her breakthroughs and the batting performances as well, Brittany? How impressed were you through her performance against West Indies, especially with the ball?
She's come a long way, you look, you read about her story, you read about, how she's come back in the game is amazing. I mean, it took her a while, but, the fact that, you see a lot of players who's been out for a couple of years and their return into the team, it is speaking volumes, they are performing. You're seeing that hunger that they want to be here. And the fact that, they're performing and coming to stride. She's one of India go-to bowler now. And I think she'll always be in the 11 unless it's something very tactical by India.
Definitely, she is one of the go-to bowlers, and the way you said her journey, her story, coming up from the injury and then performing for the side is a special one. So let's just have a look at the head-to-head stats as when India and England have faced each other in the ODI format. Played 72, England 39, India 31, and 2 matches, of course, did not produce a result. So that isn't a very one-sided contest there. 31 or 32 is what India has also won against them. But England are in a desperate search of a win, Julia. So first of all, I'll ask you that what are the things that they would want to put their thinking hats on? What are the aspects? Fielding wasn't up to the date in the last game as well. They made a change there with Charlie Dean coming in. But what are the aspects they would want to improve heading in the game against India?
Yeah, even by bringing in Charlie Dean, it was good because it actually just allowed a little bit of change of pace for them and some diversity in their bowling attack. But their fielding was still bad. They still dropped a lot of catches and pretty much lost that game because of their inability to take
when they dropped 4 times.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and she ended up getting 77. So you can't be doing that to someone of the quality of Laura Wolvart. And obviously, this is a World Cup as well. So, yeah, they've got a lot of pressure on themselves now. So it's going to be interesting how they approach this. I mean, they're a good team. I still feel that they're actually generally they're batting and bowling pretty well. They're a little unlucky yesterday. We saw the freakish dismissal of Nat Siver and how sometimes when things just aren't going right for you, those sort of things happen. And some other, obviously Heather Knight played on as well. And it wasn't a particularly good ball from Marizanne Cap. It just happened to maybe popped a little bit more on Heather Knight than she was expecting. So they just need a little bit of luck to go their way, but they also absolutely need to improve in their fielding. That's the key area for me for England. I think they've been great. Generally, I think mostly they've been pretty good. It's just that fielding is letting them down and letting their bowlers down as well.
Little bit of luck there, says Julia, but of course they have been away from home for a long time now since the Ashes. Probably they're the only team who have been away from their home for a long period of time. Did not have a good time in the Ashes as well. Do you think that mentally somewhere affecting their performance, Brittany?
A little, because they did get a good thrashing from Australia in the Ashes. For me, I just think that tactically England waited a little too long to figure out, what is their best batting lineup. As you see right now, it's affecting them in the World Cup, and they reach the stage where they really have time to give much players a chance, because you saw that they try Danny Wyatt, and she did not perform, which I don't think that they should eventually switch tomorrow, because she is very capable of performing there. But tactically going forward, as Julia rightfully said, their fielding has cost them a lot of games. Because if you look at the 3 games they lost, it wasn't games that they lost by big margin. It was like just simple small mistakes that literally cost them the game. And going forward, England have to be tactically strong in all aspects, not just the bowling, the batting, or the fielding, but all around, because you see that whenever they make a mistake in any aspect of the game, it's costing them big time. As I said, this don't look like the England team we all know of. There's not no big changes or from players compared to when they won in 2017, about 3 different players now. But yeah, probably it seems that is starting to take a mental strain on them, because they can't seem to just can't find the answers right now.
Definitely. So England would be all raring to find the answers, the loopholes, and would want to, fill those holes and get in this game against India. Because if they don't win this game, they would probably find themselves in a major spot of bother, and they wouldn't want that, considering that they are the defending champions and are entering this contest as one of the favorites. Of course, India won the game against Pakistan. They did lost the game against New Zealand, but again came back stronger with that special Smriti Mandhana and Harmanpreet Kaur innings comings against West Indies. So that would be the positives that they would take from this game. So we'd have to watch how the game pans out tomorrow. We'll of course join you for the pre, mid, and post shows of that game as well. Stay tuned for those updates and also for all the updates on women's cricket.